Ladies and gentlemen, this is a major geopolitical and economic shock. Just hours ago, a dramatic shift unfolded in global trade. After months of tariff pressure from Donald Trump's White House, Canada is now officially pivoting away from the United States and toward China. This is not speculation. This is not rumor. This is a trade realignment that could permanently reshape North America's economic future. And it all traces back to Trump's tariff war. The Trump administration imposed sweeping new tariffs on Canadian steel, aluminum, fertilizer, and auto components, claiming it was to protect American industry. But the result was the exact opposite. Canadian exporters were suddenly hit with 15-25% extra costs, delayed border approvals, contract cancellations from U.S. companies. That pushed Canada into a corner. So Ottawa did something Washington did not expect. They turned east to China. In emergency meetings this week, Canadian trade officials finalized a massive new framework with Beijing that includes long-term agricultural export contracts, energy shipment agreements, technology and manufacturing supply deals, strategic infrastructure investment. China is now offering Canadian exporters zero tariff access, faster customs clearance, guaranteed purchase volumes. This means Canadian oil, wheat, lumber, lithium, and fertilizer once locked into the U.S. market will now be flowing to Asia instead. And once those contracts are signed, they don't come back. Trump believed tariffs would force allies to submit, but Canada didn't submit. They diversified. The White House assumed the U.S. was Canada's only lifeline, but China just proved it isn't. Now Canada has leverage. If Washington raises tariffs, Beijing increases imports. If the U.S. cuts access, China fills the gap. Trump wanted control. Instead, he triggered independence. While politicians argue, U.S. industries are now paying the price. American farmers depend on Canadian fertilizer. U.S. car factories rely on Canadian parts. Energy refineries need Canadian oil. Now those supplies are being redirected, which means higher prices, production delays, factory layoffs. This is not hurting Canada. It's hurting the United States. For Beijing, this is a massive geopolitical win. China didn't fire a single tariff. They simply waited and welcomed Canada. Now China has more energy security, more food supply, more leverage over Western trade flows. Trump tried to isolate China. Instead, he just pushed America's closest ally straight into Beijing's arms. This realignment is already changing the global balance of power. Canada is no longer economically dependent on Washington. China is becoming North America's new trade gatekeeper. And U.S. companies are stuck paying the price. Once supply chains move, they don't come back easily. This may be the most serious strategic failure of Trump's tariff war yet. Trump wanted to make America stronger, but instead, he just made America more isolated. Canada is trading east. China is gaining power. And U.S. workers are left paying the bill. This is not a trade war. This is a trade collapse, and it's just beginning. Subscribe for real-time global power shifts.